Anyone who has followed Borussia Dortmund's trajectory over the years understands very well what I mean by this title. You never know what to expect from this team. In the same week that the team beats PSG in a Champions League semi-final, it loses 3-0 to the Fragile Mainz, the same executioner that took the Bundesliga title from Dortmund last season. Even taking into account that Borussia played with reserves, nothing defines this team more than this sequence. And here, I emphasize again, you never know what to expect from this team. The Borussia Dortmund paradox is a phenomenon that intrigues both passionate fans and seasoned European football analysts. It's an emotional roller coaster that defies expectations and defies logic. Just when it looks like they are about to reach the top, they slide back down the valley with surprising speed. I remember a very memorable game for me that reinforces this idea of a time bomb. A casual Bundesliga match several years ago against Schalke 04. This unforgettable game against Schalke 04 is a landmark in Borussia Dortmund's recent history, a perfect example of the unpredictability that permeates the club. The clash began as a brilliant display from Dortmund, with their players parading onto the pitch, scoring goal after goal and leaving fans ecstatic at the prospect of a crushing victory. When Dortmund opened 4-0, fans were already dreaming of a historic rout. But then, as if fate decided to intervene, the game took a completely unexpected turn. Schalke, apparently without hope, began to recover. With surprising determination, they scored one goal, then another, and another, and another. The unthinkable was happening before the astonished eyes of Dortmund fans. What should have been an easy victory turned into a nightmare. The 4-goal lead evaporated, replaced by anguish and disbelief. The final 4-4 draw was like a punch in the gut, leaving fans perplexed and Dortmund players stunned by what had just happened. But in hindsight, this game perfectly encapsulates the essence of Borussia Dortmund. They are capable of moments of greatness, but also of surprising collapses. It is this unpredictability that makes them so fascinating to neutrals and so harrowing to loyal fans. And yet, it's this very unpredictability that keeps them captivating, as each game is a thrilling adventure where anything can happen. What we saw against Paris Saint-Germain was exactly this irregularity in the team's performance. Only this time, the balance tipped towards good football. Personally, I don't remember the last time Dortmund demonstrated such a good and solid defensive performance. Defender Mats Hummels played the two best games of the season against PSG. It is also worth mentioning his absurd performance against Bayern Munich in the 2-0 victory. The victory against Paris Saint-Germain was certainly a standout moment for Borussia Dortmund, a demonstration of their potential when everything aligns positively. It was as if, for one night, all the stars were aligned for the Aurinegro club, and they capitalized on that opportunity in the best possible way. What made this victory even more remarkable was Dortmund's surprisingly solid defensive performance. In a sport often characterized by its attacking brilliance, seeing Dortmund demonstrate resilience and defensive organization was a revelation for fans and football observers. And at the heart of this defensive solidity was Mats Hummels, whose imposing and consistent performances against PSG and Bayern Munich highlighted him as one of the pillars of this new defensive mentality. Against PSG, Hummels not only showed his technical ability and solid positioning, but also displayed leadership and determination, inspiring his teammates to follow his lead. His contribution was vital in neutralizing PSG's dangerous attacks and securing victory for Dortmund. And when mentioning his performance against Bayern Munich, it is clear that Hummels is a player who elevates his game in the most crucial moments. His imposing presence in defense not only strengthens Dortmund's backline, but also instills confidence in the entire team. These moments of excellence, such as against PSG and Bayern, serve as reminders of Borussia Dortmund's potential when all of its players are on the same page and committed to the same goal. And although irregularity is still a hallmark of the club, these flashes of brilliance are what keep fans' hope alive that Dortmund are capable of great things, even in the face of the most challenging adversity. And how do Dortmund reach the final? He arrives with an underdog status that may surprise, but this will depend on the coin thrown by the football gods on the final day of the Champions League. Depending on the result of this launch, the team could surprise or just be beaten by the Colossus Real Madrid, who are looking for their 15th trophy in the competition. Personally, I don't know what to expect from Borussia Dortmund in this game. As it has been all season, they will be an unpredictable team, but with a real chance of winning on their return to Wembley. However, it is worth mentioning that whoever is on the other side is the biggest champion of the tournament. If Borussia has the slightest chance of killing, they should do so, as you cannot open gaps against the gigantic Real Madrid.